Our next speaker will be Dr. Ju Young Cha, who will speak about a novel Wnt signaling activator in hair regeneration. Thank
you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ju Young Cha from JW Pharmaceutical. First of all, I really thanks to the organizing committee and chairs to give a chance for attend and present our recent research progress with Wnt Activator program. Today, my topic is novel Wnt signaling activator in hair regeneration. First of all, I would like to start with our background, research background. Actually, JW Pharma initiated the Wnt modulator discovery research from early 2000, and we first built up the our own chemical library through the solid-phase synthesis, which mainly consists of peptidic compound and small molecule libraries, which we call the Jury. And at that time, we screened with the tablet, and we found several Wnt inhibitors. And now we are going to clinical development of the Wnt inhibitor. The code name is CWL080061, which is this is an anti-cancer drug, and targeting the patient with acute myeloid leukemia and multiple myeloma. And several years ago, the Randa Moon group, this is our close collaborator in the University of Washington, they developed a beta-catenin activator lipotogen assay. It's called the BAR system. This PPAR system is relatively more sensitive than the previous topless assay. So we licensed in these techniques in our company, and we set up the PPAR high throughput screening system, and we screened our chemical libraries, and we found some Wnt activator and Wnt inhibitor as a hit compound. Among them, I involved the Wnt activator program, and this slide shows the scientific rationale of hair regeneration and Wnt signaling. As you well know, that the Wnt signaling is a critical role in the hair follicle stem cell differentiation. And according to several papers, for the stem cell activation at the other papilla at the end of the resting stage, it requires a high Wnt signaling activity and low Wnt signaling. And finally, it resulted in the hair follicle regeneration. So we hypothesized that if we can activate Wnt signaling very effectively without toxicity, we could induce the anagen in the and the hair regrowth. Here is the product summary of our lead compound. This is the Wnt signaling activator. The code name is CWL080061. This is the synthetic small molecule euchemical entity. The molecular weight around 350, which is targeting the androgenic alopecia primarily. And the administration route is a topical application with a spray formulation. And the current stage is the preclinical status. Here's some data about the Wnt signaling activation. As I mentioned, we first tested in the PPAR lipotogen assay. As you can see here, the 61 compound shows dose-dependently activate Wnt signaling activity with a good EC50 value, 0.7 micromole. And we also tested in the cytotoxicity assay to see it has some toxic effect in the cell. As you can see here, the 61 compound did not affect the cell viability up to 30 micromole, and the IC50 value around 300 micromole. In comparison with our lead compound, Bio is one of the well-known WNT activator, which is inhibiting the JSK3 better. It also activated the WNT signaling dose-dependently with high potency. However, as you know, that it caused a severe cytotoxic effect. And so I think we found some good activator without toxicity. And then when we tested the biomarker study, at first we screened in targets in array using the several cell line, HEC93 and Homopapilla and helper stem cell. And we found several common unregulated targets following this. And we confirmed this data by the Western blot experiment. As you can see here, the active beta-catenin expression or CMYC expression dramatically increased by the 61 compound treatment. And then we moved to the cell biology assay to see the cell proliferation. In this study, we applied the 61 compound to the primary hair cells, such as outer loose chest cells, or terminal matrix cells, and papilla cells. As you can see here in this graph, the 61 compound was randomly induce the proliferation of hair primary cells from 90 to 38%. And also we conducted a proliferation assay using the hair follicle stem cell from mouse and see some increase of proliferation in hair follicle stem cell as well. Based on these in vitro result, we move on to the in vivo study. At first, we conducted another induction model. Compared to the beef control, when we treated the 61 topically, 61 treated mouse shows the good hair growth efficacy compared to the beef control group. And in this setting, we see somehow more superior activity, the fast control minoxidil treated group. And then to check the combination effect of the 61 compound and minoxidil. As you can see in the right bottom photo, 61 and minoxidil combination shows the good synergistic effect at the end of the study. And lastly, we would like to confirm the efficacy of 61 compound using the human hair follicle one culture. This study was conducted by our collaborator, Professor Song. They tested our compound with 2 doses using several hair follicles from 6 male AJ patients. And you can see here that the 61 compound shows the dependent elongation effect of hair shaft length. And we checked the biomarker study using the Ki67 through the immunofluorescence. As you can see here, in the hair follicle, the 61 compound treated hair follicle shows the increased Ki67 level especially in the terminal matrix area. And very recently, we also conducted a patch assay whether this compound has activity in the hair follicle neogenesis. As you can see here, this compound treatment also induced the hair follicle neogenesis significantly. So based on this data, we are moving on to another collaboration research in such as wound model. Here is the summary. 61 compound is a novel synthetic unit signaling activator. This is potently induced unit signaling without cytotoxicity. In animal model, the 61 compound showed significant induction of anagen and also synergistic effect with minoxidil. And we finally found that a 61 compound elongated hair shaft in hair follicle 1 culture. Now we are working on the further evaluation, especially in the human skin and graph model. We are collaboration research with UPenn, and we are planning to conduct non-clinical studies in next year. This is the economics slide. I really thanks to the dedicated scientists from JW Pharmaceutical, and also thanks to the Gyeongbuk National University Professor Song and Dr. Park and Dr. Soles in UPenn. Thank you for your attention.
Any questions for the speaker, Dr. Paus?
Very, very interesting. If you treat embryonic alopecia with this compound, you will have to do this for a very long period of time. How do you deal with the risk that you might actually also get unwanted proliferation or tumor formation, BCC or so? So how will you investigate this or exclude this?
Yeah, I know that there are some concern about
Sure.
toxicity in case of WNT activator.
That's more carcinogenicity. That's not toxicity.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, we have to do the presence study with this compound practically in the late development stage, I think. But I'm not sure that really WNT activator caused a tumor or something like that in the skin. So.
Well, you may want to look at this more carefully, right?
Dr. Connell. Also, folks, there's some seats in the front if people want to sit down. Dr. Connell?
Yes, very nice. I was wondering, in your in vivo study, when you were applying topically to the mice, were you able to modulate the regular hair cycle of the mice? For example, the hair cycle. For example, in telogen, there is a decrease of Wnt signaling and an increase on WNT signaling. And I was wondering if you apply this before telogen, if you could avoid to go into telogen and just prolong the cycle or elongate a specific part of the cycle.
Yeah. We actually do that kind of experiment, analysis of the thermodynamic hair cycle, but we did not do that yet, but we are planning to conduct that kind of experiment.
Great, thanks very much. Thanks for a great talk.